Imagine you're writing the next great screenplay.
And everything's going great. The story is finally starting to come together, the character arcs are panning out smoothly, and you feel as if you've got the next great story on your hands.
But then, everything goes terribly wrong.
No, it's not a technical failure, it's not an issue with distribution, it's not a pile of grammatical errors.
It's something far, far worse. It's creative block.
And in that moment, you're at a loss for words. You can't think of a good idea to save your life. Even though just moments ago, words and ideas were flowing out in an endless supply, you find yourself completely empty.
So, what do you do?
I mean, let's be honest. You're likely to give up, walk away, maybe pick up your phone and scroll through social media. And at that point, you've resigned to defeat and you call it quits for the day.
After that, you're left feeling frustrated and unmotivated towards the project. And you procrastinate coming back to it day after day.
And what once was shaping up to be an amazing project becomes nothing more than a half-baked idea, tucked away in a box somewhere, never to see the light of day again. Or you might just have a sadistic meltdown and burn it. I'd recommend against this, however.
Now, that's what you're likely to do, but here's what you should do. The first thing to do is simply to take a break from the project. Just step back and let it breathe.
But there's a catch to that. You need to be disciplined and set a time that you return to the project. It's fine to take a break for 5 minutes, a day, a week, even a whole month. But you need to determine a point where you're gonna come back to it. Because if you don't, then you'll so easily put it off and inevitably never get around to finishing it.
The second thing is to look for inspiration.
Let's say you're on this hiatus from the creative project. In this time period, it's incredibly helpful to consume when you're not creating. Go over the movies, books, music, art, and all the other things that creatively inspire you. Think about your project actively and play with the idea. If there's a movie you love, ask yourself why you love it. Reflect on the creative works you love that are in a similar vein to your project, and you're bound to find inspiration.
The third thing to do is know where you want the project to end up.
Oftentimes, it's easy to start a project, but it can be hard to work through the middle and especially difficult to find the ending. Think about where you want your story to conclude. The clearer and the more precise of an end goal you have in mind, the easier it'll be to get there. In other words, if you can see your target, it's easy to aim for it.
The final thing is to go all in. When you're ready to come back to the project, you need to commit.
And I'll be honest, you're likely to still face some creative block hopping back into this project. But you have to push through. Push, push, push until you feel like you're gonna drop. And then push some more. And it might take you a while, but if you keep on pushing, you'll break through. And in that moment, you'll realize it was all worth it. That beautiful bliss of creative freedom and motivation will wash over you, and it's all smooth sailing from there.
I hope that was helpful to you if you struggle with creative block. I know everyone's a little different. That's just how I go about it. I would love to know the ways you deal with creative block, so let me know in the comments. Thanks for watching.